Welcome back all of you to our online platform, that is our school's YouTube channel. So again we are ready with today's video. This video is for class 9th and the subject is science, and we are continuing the same chapter, that is chapter number 10, and the name of the chapter is gravitation. As we have discussed thoroughly the whole chapters, and now we are discussing the in-text questions, and we have discussed already the maximum number of questions. Only 2 questions are remaining on page number 142, and the first one is there: you find your mass to be 42 kilogram on a weighing machine. Is your mass more or less than 42 kilograms? So we have discussed one term, that is the phenomena of buoyancy, means some buoyant forces are there. So while weighing on the weighing machine, the mass is showing that 42 kilograms, but some buoyant forces are also there. Fluid, we have discussed that a fluid exerts some force. Fluid means the gas or the liquid. So our atmosphere is also full of the gases. So that buoyant forces can slightly change the reading of the weighing machine. So if your mass is 42 kilogram, that it can be slightly more than that. Keep in mind, slightly. So the answer for this question is the mass can be slightly more than 42 kilograms. It cannot be less, it will be more than, because for weighing we have to measure the force downwards, but the buoyant force is upward direction, so it will slightly disturb the accurate reading, means your mass can be slightly more than 42 kilograms. Now the second question, you have a bag of cotton and an iron bar, each indicating a mass of 100 kg when measured on a weighing machine. In reality, one is heavier than other. Can you say which one is heavier and why? Heavier, if we say heavier, we can consider by 2 ways. One thing is there, that when we consider the density, so we can say that iron is denser than cotton. Second thing, which one is heavier? So the cotton bag is means having the large volume. If both are measuring 100 kg, so the iron bar can be of small size and 100 kg of cotton will be of large size, means the volume of the cotton will be too much more as compared to the iron. If the volume is more, then the surface area will be more. If surface area is more, then the process of buoyancy will be there, and that will affect the reading of the weighing machine somehow more as compared to the iron bar, because the surface area of iron bar is less as compared to the cotton bag. So both are indicating the same mass, that is 100 kg, but as the buoyant forces are affecting the reading of cotton bag more than the iron bar, so we can say that the cotton bag is heavier than iron bar. So this you should understand, and if any problem is there, then you can again ask the questions related to these 2 questions, because these 2 questions are somehow different questions. Because if it is indicated that is 100 kg, so how the one can be heavier than the other one? So the proper method is there, that is related to the surface area. If surface area is more, then the buoyant forces can affect the mass of that object slightly. So this is the answer for these 2 questions. Now we are supposed to we have already completed the in-text questions of this chapter. Now we are supposed to proceed towards the questions of exercises given at the end of the chapter, that is on page number 143. And question number 1, how does the force of gravitation between 2 objects changes when the distance between them is reduced to half? So we know that F is equals to G m upon r square, or we can say m1 m2. m1 m2, means force between any two object is equals to g, which is the universal gravitational constant, and m1 is the mass, m1 and m2 are the masses of those two objects, and r is the distance between their centers. Now, if r is reduced to half, if r is reduced to half, means the new force will be, suppose this is F1 and this is F2, F2 will be, G will be same, M1 M2 upon, in place of R we have to take half of R, means R by 2, and that is whole square, and that will be equals to G M1 M2 divided by R square upon, that is R upon 2, that is half, R upon 2 whole square, so it will be R square upon 4, that will become G M1 M2, and then it will be reverse and R square will come here and 4 will go upside. Now here we can say 4 into, now this G M1 M2 R square, that is F1, and that is equals to F2, means F2 will be 4 times F1. So this tells that if the distance between any two object is reduced to half, the magnitude of the force becomes 4 times more. Means if the objects are at this distance and they are experiencing some force, and if they are they comes closer to half of the distance, then the force of attraction between these two objects will become 4 times, that we have proved here. So this is the answer for question number 1. So now we will see question number 2. Gravitational force acts on all the objects in proportion to their masses. Then why a heavy object does not fall faster than a light object? Now, if we are supposed to drop two objects from a certain height, means if we are standing on the roof or a multi-story building, or that is second second floor, third floor or fourth floor, means at a certain height if we are standing and we release two balls of different mass, means one cricket ball and one is the football, if we are releasing at the same time, so they will reach the ground at the same time irrespective of their masses. Why? Because time taken by any object during the free fall is independent of this, of its mass. Mass पे वो depend नहीं कर रहा है, and the acceleration due to gravity is also independent of the mass, that is 9.8 meter per second square. Initially both the objects will be at rest, and when they are released they will be accelerated by the same amount of that is 9.8 meter per second square irrespective of the mass. उसका mass कुछ भी हो, acceleration कितना होगा, that is 9.8 meter per second square, and we can find out the time, that is the first equation of motion, v is equals to u plus at. V will be the final velocity, u will be the initial velocity, that is 0, and a is the acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.8. that is same for the both, no mass is involved in that. So that's why the lighter object or heavier object, when dropped from a certain height, they will strike the ground or they will reach the ground at the same time. So this is the answer of question number 2. Now question number 3. What is the magnitude of the gravitational force between the earth and 1 kilogram object on its surface? Mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to power 24 kilogram, and the radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 meters. So the earth is there and one object is there on the surface of the earth, and the mass of that object is 1 kilogram and mass of earth is 6 into 10 raised to power 24 kilogram, and the radius is 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 meters. So according to the formula, and this is question number 3, the force will be equals to G m1 m2 upon r square, and force will be equals to G is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. We are not supposed to mention here, and m1 is the mass of the earth, that is 6 into 10 raised to power 24 into m2 mass of the object, that is 1. R is the distance between their centers, as the size of the object is much smaller as compared to the earth. So the distance between their centers will be taken as the radius of the earth, that is 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 whole square. So this will be like that, 6.67 into 6 into 10 raised to power minus 11 into 10 raised to power 24 whole upon 6.4 into 6.4 into square means 6.4 into 6.4, 10 raised to power 6 into 10 raised to power 6. 10 raised to power 6 into 10 raised to power 6 means we have to add the powers, and it will become 10 raised to power 12. No, so what we have to do, again we have to write 6.67 into 6 into 10 raised to power. Now the powers are different, so 24 minus 11, the powers will be 13 and whole upon 6.4 into 6.4, and the 10 we will transfer upside and the power will be minus now into 10 raised to power minus 12. So it becomes 667 into 6 into, that is only 10 upon 64 into 64, means here we have removed the decimal, so we have to multiply by 100. Here we have removed the decimal here, so we have to multiply by 100. This will cancel out. Now we have to solve that, and after solving, what is the answer, you are supposed to tell me. Find the answer, and that answer will be in Newton. Newton is the unit of the force. So you are supposed to calculate that, and that will be, I think, around about 9.8. But you have to calculate, and you have to repeat the questions what we have done, and at the same time you have to complete all the in-text questions into your rough notebook, so that when the school reopens again and when it is asked to you to complete your fair notebook, at the same time you can copy all the notes which you have prepared in your rough notebook. And after that you are supposed to repeat the questions, that is question number 1, 2 and 3, and you have to find the answer of that also, and you are supposed to take the pic of that, and you are supposed to upload on the school's WhatsApp number. If you are facing any problem and if you are having any doubt, then you can message us or you can even call us. We will try to rectify your doubts. If it is required, then we will include your doubts in the next video. Thank you very much.